here with a very special guest, one of the best super flyweights in the world, Tampa, Florida native. Hopefully, in 2025, she will become the first world champion in Tampa history. I'm talking about Jasmine Artiga. How you doing today, Jasmine?
I am wonderful, Matt. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
Listen, I'm excited to have you because you are, first of all, you're one of the heavy hitters in boxing. You know, in women's boxing, it's kind of rare to see knockouts, and you be putting the hands on them. So you caught my eye immediately. I was like, okay, who is this? All right. Now,
sure.
Now, just tell the people who Jasmine Artiga is.
Jasmine Artiga is, like you said, a hard puncher. I go in the ring always wanting to just give the crowd what they want, which is knockout, especially in women's boxing that, we are lacking the knockout. And I do have that power in both hands. So I just want to bring excitement, especially to the 115-pound division, because it's been kind of quiet. And these world titles are kind of spread across the board. So I want to get all these world titles and wrap them up and become undisputed. That's the goal.
Now you want the world titles. You haven't won one yet. Could we be expecting Jasmine Artiga to be fighting for a world title in 2025?
Yes, absolutely. I have a big announcement coming soon. Just know the world title will be here in Tampa very soon.
Let's go. Now, how did you get into boxing? Where did your love of boxing come from?
Honestly, as a child, I loved boxing. My dad boxed growing up, so I was always around the sport, watching him hit the heavy bag in the garage when I was a kid. He kind of left the sport of boxing due to political reasons, and he went out to the California area in Vegas, lived there for like 4 or 5 years, and then just came back to Tampa because he was just like enough with the politics in it that he came back to Tampa and started his family and kind of gave it up from there. And so he kind of pulled away from the business for about like 20 years. And me coming up, I played every sport. At first, I was in dance, ballet, tap, jazz as a child. And in my teenage years, I picked up tennis was my first sport. Played basketball in high school, started basketball in high school. Was starting just because of my athletic ability. I was playing with girls that were on AAU league since they were kids, but just because I was fast and athletic, I was starting with them. Picked up flag football, started when I was in high school. I graduated in 2010. So that was like the first years that we were seeing women playing football. And prior to that, they had a football league. I'm not sure if anybody recalls the LFL, the Landry Football League. And I happened to just actually take Dad to a game. Yeah, I actually happened to take Dad to a game for Christmas because Tampa had a team. And I looked at it. I was 17 at the time. And I'm like, I can do this. How do I sign up? And I ended up trying out for the Tampa team. There was like 300 girls that showed up to like a 3-month mini camp tryout, and 20 of us made the team and 14 made starting, and I made starting at 17 years old. So I played that for about 2 years outside of high school when I graduated. It was a fun experience, but I knew it wasn't going to last forever. The sport kind of like dwindled down. Mm-hmm. And that's when I got into boxing. And I was 21 when Dad took me to a boxing gym. And I remember seeing the first, actually, this is shout out Tiara Brown. The first sparring I've ever watched really was Tiara Brown and 3 other girls from the Tampa area. And I was just like, man, like she was amazing. I think she was already like in the Olympic as an alternate. I think she was around that time of her life. Mm-hmm. And, I would go to the local boxing fights and I'm like, I need to be in that ring. So when I told Dad, like this is, hey, train me for a few weeks. Let's see what I do. He took me to spar. From there, he told me, he's like, I can make you world champion. So from day one, it's been nothing but like world champion dreams. It was never, let's get in this to play about the sport. Like Dad wouldn't let me do it to play. So, and I know he wouldn't lie to me either. Like if anybody knows my father in the business, they know, my dad is straightforward. He's going to say the truth how it is. You could like it, you cannot like it, but he's gonna be truthful about it. So I know what he says. I believe it 100%. And from there, we just, we took this career, and now we're 12 years in, and bringing that world title to Tampa.
Now, let me ask you a question about that. You said that your dad was a boxer, and the business kind of had him jaded. Was there any apprehension on his part when you said that you wanted to become a boxer?
No, only because my dad, he's very business savvy, and he's like, you know what, I was in this alone. He didn't have the guidance, but knowing how it works the first time and just kind of learning through things. Honestly, like when I started, women's boxing wasn't big, but like I said, like we were never in the sport for money or anything. I always just wanted I wanted to be a world champion, and that was one of his dreams, and like it naturally was mine too. So we knew we can maneuver our way. Him being older and wiser. It was never something that we always said, like, no matter what, we're going to make it. Like, however we have to maneuver through this game, play this chess game, we're going to play it, when we understood that it was a chess game from day one. So we just had to have the patience, and it took time for me to learn patience, because that's not one of my strong suits. But definitely through this game of boxing, it's taught me a lot of patience.
Yeah. Now, you're ranked in a lot of different sanctioning bodies. Obviously, you said that you're probably going to bring a title to Tampa this year. So what's been the process like of trying to get to fighting for a world championship? I saw an interview with you that you did, I believe it was late last year, with the television station in Tampa. And you said that you thought you were going to be fighting for a world title in December, and then in January.
Yeah.
We're already in February. So what's the process been like into finally getting the world title shot?
Oh, it's been crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But we've been sticking to our guns. We want that WBA world title, and I've been chasing it for, like you said, since you've heard about it in like September of last year, and we were trying to get that mandatory position, and it's just been a lot of push and pull. And big shout out to Rachel Donaire, actually, for being
that's my girl right there.
Yeah, man, amazing. She's family. She's family. She in the boxing business, there's not too many people you could trust, and the Donaire family and Rachel alone, like, just being somebody I can call, and she pick up the phone, and her wisdom in the boxing business has been just so great to me. And women supporting women, sometimes we need that. And shout out to her, big shout out to her. She's helped me a lot in the past few months, really just advocating for me, and I'm super thankful for that. But
that's amazing.
we've been pushing for that world title, and just trying to force the world champion to fight me. And she ended up vacating the belt and retiring. And as soon as that happened, boom, like, number one seed girl, let's get this fight on, and we're gonna make it happen.
Now, besides the WBA, there are some interesting people in the super flyweight division, mainly Masuki Hirota, who is the IBF champion. Have you already begun scouting the other champions? Because, I have to see this person down the line.
Oh, for sure. We've been shooting Irma Garcia, now Benzuki, now that she's fighting in America. Before this, I think this was her first fight in America. We're looking. All we're looking for are the big belts. Like, I don't want any of the interim belts. I want the big belts. So, Mizuki, definitely, that would be such a great fight. So any of these big champions that I want, like I said, Irma Garcia, I believe she has, I think it's the WBC. Mizuki with her title. I forgot which one has what, but I'm not into, like, so much the names as for the belts, and whichever one's available is the ones that we're gunning for. So I have no vendetta versus any fighter in my division. I'm not with the nonsense talk. I don't care about that. Like I said, world titles are the goals.
Who's been your toughest challenge on your road to a world title?
In the ring, honestly, I wouldn't say anybody has really been a big challenge. It's more so as I didn't have a big amateur career, so I'm growing in my professional career. So each fight I'm getting better. There's some fights that I see where I'm like, okay, I could have made it a lot easier for myself. It wasn't so much that the opponent was a better opponent. It was just more so like, okay, those are things we got to go back and work on. So I don't think I've seen my biggest challenge yet. But hopefully we get those big challenges where I can say, okay, that was a big test, and we passed that with flying colors.
Absolutely. Now your nickname, the Animal. I gotta know where it came from. I've never heard of a woman calling herself the Animal.
I mean, have you seen me fight? No, but all seriousness, it actually naturally came through like just in the boxing gym sparring, and like I can't get in there and spar with the girls. And so with that being said, I just would hear around the gyms, oh, she's an animal, she's a beast. So it went with the last name. It made sense. I was like, you know what, I can make something with this name. I had so many just different ideas. I feel like when I think animal, I'm not only thinking you're vicious animals. I'm thinking like you're fast animals. I'm thinking like, and it kind of matches my fight style because yeah, y'all see me with power, but I could box. Like I'm a very good boxer. I could box on the front foot, the back foot, any style. I'm very versatile. So to me, when I think animal, I'm thinking like, all right, versatility. So not so much everything ain't got to always be ferocious. Like it's a versatility.
Yeah, but you do got some hands though, so you are kind of ferocious. Sure. But you also you talked about like your upbringing, your athletic ability and stuff like that. I wanted to talk to you about the Lingerie Football League real quick because there was this video floating around. There was this coach. I guess one of his players got punked by one of the girls, and he started like yelling at her. He was like, "Oh, you better kill her before you let her do that to you," and stuff like that. Like, what was your experience like playing in the Lingerie Football League?
It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was so much fun, and you have boxing is a single person sport, so like you don't get the whole female like caddy riffraff, and like you have that kind of stuff on the team alone. So like I would go to practice, and me being 17 years old, and I think the second youngest girl in the league was 23 at the time. These women are 25 to 30, and I'm over here, the 17-year-old girl, and I'm schooling them on the field. And so I'm getting a lot of, oh, you're a rookie, this, that, and so I had to push back, and I was small. Like I've always weighed a $115. I think when I was playing in the LFL, I had to lie about my weight because I was too light. I think I was weighing like 105 pounds. So it would be funny because the coach would actually put me on. Yeah, the coach would actually put me on the line with the big girls, and I would push them back. So they were shocked. So it was an experience. It definitely. I'm a competitive person alone. So playing other sports, like I've always pushed myself, and I've always been number one on any field or court I've played on. So it's just naturally in me to always want to be the best. I remember in kindergarten to like fifth grade when my coach, which was funny because like my PE coach through elementary school was actually my dad's coach when he was in elementary school. So like I always felt like, like I got to live up to that Artiga name because my dad was a super athlete as a kid too. He played football, baseball. He held a record for baseball in high school up until just a few years ago. And, boxing. So I've always looked up to him. So I made it a point to always be number one when we ran around the softball fields or the baseball fields. And it's just something that's always been driven in me naturally. So, the football league was an experience. It was fun. It definitely helped me a lot getting into boxing and dealing with like crowds and stuff because we were playing at Amelie Arena. We were playing in all these big arenas as a young woman. That was a lot for me, but it's helped me a lot.
Now you obviously we know you're the animal. You're very athletic. Physique is great. Like, have you ever done like bodybuilding or anything like that? I know you're really into it.
No, and the funny thing is, like when I hit the gyms, like everybody always asks me if I'm into bodybuilding stuff. Honestly, no. I have no care to do all this work in the gym and just push weight just for a trophy. Like, I don't know. That doesn't, I train for performance. So when I'm in the gyms, everything I do is for performance. It's not how I look aesthetically. I don't care about all that. So it's not really, it's never been anything I've actually even considered, to be honest.
Now, you did mention that you saw Tiara Brown in the gym, and she's going to be fighting for a world title this month, actually. So shout out to her. She's fighting
she deserves this fight, man.
Against Scott Nicholson.
She deserves it. She should have been at the top a long time ago. Tiara Brown is a heck of a fighter. She's an even better person. I love Tiara Brown.
Yeah. I'm going to be interviewing her this month, actually. But I wanted to ask you, have you had, like, you know how people always have these sparring war stories? Oh, I sparred this person, they gave me good work in the gym. Did you have those people in the gym?
Yeah, me and Tiara Brown, when she's out in Tampa getting ready and stuff, me and her go to war. We have very, very good sparring sessions. I've also sparred Melissa Odessa some years ago. That was good sparring. But for the most part, like I don't spar the females in the game. I spar. All my sparring comes from the guys. So yeah, I go to war. I go to war when I'm at the gym. For the most part, every time I'm sparring, I'm not the type of fighter like I spar 100%. So like I train how I fight.
Now, how would you describe your fighting style to people who haven't seen you before?
My fighting style, I would say, I can go to many different styles. So whatever's gonna get me the knockout and the decisive win, if it's not a knockout, that style. So it's definitely exciting. I can tell you that. I'm coming for you. It's not gonna be boring.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I wanted to talk to you about the business of boxing, because obviously we know it took you a while to get the title shot, and you had Rachel advocating for you all the time, pushing for you. But what have you learned about being in the boxing business yourself? I know your dad had an experience, but it's different when you go through it yourself. But what have you learned yourself about the boxing business?
I've learned a lot. I've learned that nothing is really what it seems. But that's playing sports growing up. You see that also. There's politics and everything. I am with Peter Kahn. Peter Kahn is my manager. So we knew at a point that my dad can only take my career so far in Tampa, and that I outgrew the Tampa community in boxing. So that's when we linked up with Peter Kahn. I've been under his management since about the COVID time, so 2020. And
is Peter Kahn, that's the movie guy?
No, Peter Kahn, he's the one that has Xander Zayas. He has Franchon Cruz. Okay. He won Manager of the Year, I think, last year, the year before. He's been nominated about 3 times. Yeah, amazing manager. Just really being patience is the main thing in the sport. And, I've always been big on, I'm not a gimmick fighter. So, I've seen these girls where they try to sell themselves in different ways and try to get to the top through different avenues. And I when my legacy goes down, I want the people to know, like, Jasmine did it the hard way. She did it the right way. And I'm not sure if you really follow what I do, but I'm very big in my community in Tampa and working with the kids. And I just want to show the kids that, if you do things the right way and just be patient, you will be rewarded. Destiny will owe you victory. So, I've learned a lot. It's grown me as a person, and anybody that knows me from my childhood, they know I was a very, very shy person, and this has opened me up a lot. And I was these kids that I'm training now, and not all these kids come to me to be world champion boxers. A lot of them come to me because they're dealing with different issues through their adolescent ages, and I can relate with it because I went through a lot of those things too. Mm-hmm. So, I just want to be out here winning world titles, defending world titles, and being a voice for the youth. Like, I'm very big on.
Now, to what do you attribute, like, your passion for community work and working with children and working inside your community?
I just it's just a passion of mine to see the innocent kids do good in life and reach their goals and find a way to make it no matter what they went through, and yeah.
No, I understand that completely. Now, bringing the world title back would be a hell of a big deal. You guys call yourself Tampeños?
Yeah, Tampeños, native Tampa. Okay. I'm actually the third generation. So when Ybor brought the Cubans down from Cuba to Tampa to roll cigars, my family came from that, and so I'm true Tampeño, and yeah, there's so much history in Tampa that a lot of people don't know unless you've been here and gone through Ybor City, West Tampa.
Yeah. Most people think about Miami when they think about food.
And the funny thing is, Cuban sandwiches, a lot of people don't even know what Cuban sandwiches are, but Cuban sandwiches were actually made in Tampa. It's a Tampa thing. And yeah, there's just so much history. And to bring a world title back to the city that, my grandparents grew up in, and my grandpa was poor and went dropped out of school and was going to school with no shoes, and just seeing how much the city has grown and the history behind it, it's just, that's probably my biggest driving force at the moment. And then look, shout out to Doechii that is born and raised in Tampa that just won our first Grammy this year. So imagine our first Grammy this year, a first world title in Tampa, and it's done by women. That's huge. She's a big motivation. You got a guy
to bring you out.
Yeah, most definitely. I have to definitely connect with her. But man, and I know she probably went through the craziest things in politics too. But I know people that know her that they're like, hey, she said it back then, she's gonna make it, and look at her. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing.
Now, who's the best fighter to come out of Tampa? Obviously, besides you.
Well, if we're talking about it's way back in the days. You have Leo Sala, which is actually getting inducted into the Florida Hall of Fame this year. My dad advocated for that heavy for that. I would say had Tommy Gomez back in the day. Now, if you talk about the likes of people that trained near Tampa, Winky Wright was from St. Pete. No. That doesn't count, Tarver was from Orlando. Actually, Tarver's trainer was my dad's trainer, Jimmy Williams. But yeah, he's from Orlando. Chevelle Hallback, probably Chevelle Hallback. Shout out Chevelle. Chevelle mentored me as a young professional. She helped me a lot. She grew me a lot when I was young. So shout out Chevelle Hallback. She's won some titles. I think she went for the WBA world title. Didn't win it, but she ran her course with it. And look what she just did last year. She became the oldest world champion. I think she was 52, 51 doing it. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, look that up. It's crazy. I forget which title it was, but I helped her get ready for that, and it was cool to do because it was she mentored me when I was young, and it was cool to push her, at a time where she needed the pushing. So I told her, I said, Chevelle, we going out here, we're running 4 miles to the football field. We're going to do some sprints. And, it was just so cool to just give back what she gave me. And, she's somebody that's in my corner as well. So there's been some great people I've met along the way in my journey.
Yeah, that is dope. Now, you did mention Doechii's from Tampa. What's in your, I don't know if people have iPods anymore, but what kind of music are you listening to?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to Doechii since forever. She's always been creative and cool. I love her music. People think it's crazy, but I honestly I train to 80s Motown type of stuff. I love old school Luther Vandross, Earth, Wind and Fire gets me moving. I go to the gyms and I change the music that they have to Earth, Wind and Fire, Pandora, and I know the young guys in there are looking at me crazy, but to me it's real music that had meaning and soul in it. So that kind of music's what I like. So that's what you're gonna find usually in my car or when I'm running or something.
Oh, that is so dope. That is so dope. Now, I'm assuming since you're from Tampa, you root for the Buccaneers.
Yes.
All those Florida
I
teams.
definitely am a forever Buccaneer. Win, lose, I don't care. I love the Bucks. I actually wore a creamsicle outfit in one of my fights when I fought in California.
Oh my
I had to take
God.
Tampa with me.
Those are like the worst uniforms ever. The worst.
Oh my God. What? I love that uniform. The creamsicles. Oh, that color. So the orange and white, to me, I just loved it. But yeah, I'm a Buccaneer. As for the other sports, I honestly don't even watch other sports, even though I play them. I'll be a Tampa Bay Rays, I guess, but I don't watch baseball like that. My eyes are usually glued to boxing, but yeah, anything Tampa, I'm here. I'm representing.
So you watch a lot of boxing. What are some fighters that you look at that you're like, damn, that's one of the best fighters in the world?
Are we going past or present?
Currently, we can start
Terrence
with
Crawford for sure, and Canelo are my two favorites. You know, but if we're looking, and Nonito Donaire, come on now. As past, my all-time favorite fighter is Marvin Hagler. I love everything about Marvin Hagler. I love his journey.
Okay.
I love how it took him 42 fights to get a world title, and he stuck with it. I love how nobody wanted to fight him. I loved how he defended the belt 12 times. His demeanor outside of the ring, he wasn't cocky, but he was firm. And his fight style, we have a lot of the same fight style. I'm a southpaw. I know he switched a lot, but he did his best work as southpaw. I just love that jab he had. I love how he took Tommy Hearns down. One of the best fights to me in history. Just one of my all-time favorite fighters. I could watch his stuff all day long, and I do. Like when I go back, I watch boxing a lot at nighttime. I don't turn my TV on really much but boxing, and I go straight to Marvin Hagler. Actually, the Four Kings. I love watching those fights between the four kings. So.
Who would you say? Who would you say right now? Maybe you don't think so, but the people think is your biggest rival in boxing right now. Like, who do people want to see you like get in there with?
I'm not sure. I don't think there's been much noise in my division. I don't pay attention to none of that stuff, so I'm not here to call out any names. I really don't. Like I said, it's the belts that I want. So whoever has the belt is my rival. Anybody who doesn't have the belt, you're kind of irrelevant to me at this point in my career.
Is dope. Now, I gotta ask you because there's a certain champion at a division below you, fighter of the year.
Absolutely.
At flyweight. Yep. Is that someone who you are keeping your eye on?
Absolutely. Okay. When she comes up to 115 and I have titles and she's undisputed because she ran through those girls and I ran through my girls, absolutely. Come to 115, I will fight Fundora all day long. I want that. Absolutely. I think that is a huge fight in my future. And honestly, I can't wait for it. I think we're going to be very, very good dance partners and probably more than one fight.
Oh yeah. Like to me, that's like a lower weight class women's boxing kind of Super Bowl kind of fight because you got two excellent boxers that throw them things. Y'all both got power in both hands. She's knocking girls out in her weight class. You knocking them out in your weight class. It's like it just the story's right.
Hey, much respect to Fundora. She's doing her thing, and she seems like a nice girl out of the ring. And the people love her, and I'm here to make my mark at 115. And I believe me and her will meet in the future. So she's definitely somebody that I would love to fight.
Obviously, you're making 115 fine, but you do have a division above you with some great champions. You have Dina Thorsland, you have Shanika Johnson, you got Chicken Metcalf. Have you thought about making the move to 118 maybe in like a year or two or something like that?
115, I want to conquer 115 right now. I don't want to jump ahead of myself. I want to clear out my division. And when I clear out my division, I'm going to move to 118. Right now, 115 is where I'm at. And I don't believe in jumping a bunch of divisions like when I haven't done my work where I'm at now. You know what I mean? So once I clear out this division and I do what I got to do, and the big fights are there at 118, that makes sense. Then yeah, absolutely. I don't walk around big, so some of these girls at 118 are dropping a lot of weight, and I don't walk around anything heavier than 123. Yeah, definitely in the future. But right now, 115 is where I'm at, and I know all the belts are spread through the division, and if they don't want to unify them with each other, then I'm gonna go and get them one by one.
You got Jenny Fuchs in your division. You got Ashley Gonzalez, Irma Garcia, and like we mentioned before, Mizuki. So you do have a lot of smoke
for sure.
to finish at 115.
Line them up one by one.
I love it. Now, you did mention that Peter Khan is your manager, but do you have a promoter, or are you a promotional free agent?
No, I'm a free agent when it comes to promoting. I have my management, Peter Khan, and yeah, right now I'm free agent. I've called for the girls in the UK, so hopefully they move something with that. If I sign with a promoter, I sign with a promoter one day.
Absolutely. Now, would you want to sign with a big promoter? Like, have you had talks with any promoters? Like, who do you have your eye on when it comes to the promotion? I mean, if you could talk about it. If you can't talk about it,
if it makes money sense, yeah, why not sign with a promoter? Definitely a promoter that's moving women. Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya. If it's moving the women and the money makes sense, yeah, absolutely. But in the meantime, we're doing good, and yeah, like I said, if everything makes sense and I get what I want, and that's my world title fights, then yeah, it depends what is put on the table.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, we know that you may be fighting for a world title in 2025. It's coming back to Tampa, but how soon can the people expect you back in the ring without giving away too many details?
I'll tell you, it's in the next month. I just can't give too many details, but yeah, we'll be fighting next month, and I'm excited for it. Like I said, we're going to be a world champion very, very soon. So just know I'm in training camp, and we're going at it heavy. I do stay ready year round, but we're hitting it heavy right now. So the announcement should be coming soon, and I'm ready to let the people know what's brewing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you said you're already in training camp. How's camp going so far? Obviously, you're not worried about the weight, but just how's the work you've been getting in this camp going?
Oh, it's great. We've got some great sparring partners lined up, and even when I'm not in training camp, I don't know if people know, but I do spar twice a week, so everything just gets amped up. We rev up the sprints a lot more. I do run every day, regardless if I'm in camp or not. And it's just priming everything and taking my body from being 70% in shape to being 100% shape and peaking at the right time. So me and Dad have a pretty solid scientific method to how we go about our training camps, and everything is always in place. Everything is always exact and measured. We always have game plans. We have a blueprint, and we've been really, me and my dad, we're a really good team, and I understand my assignment, and he does his job, and we just make it happen. We make magic.
I love that father-daughter relationship. What should the people expect to see from you in your next fight?
Domination, pure domination, seek and destroy, a clinic. However, I have to go about getting this W in the utmost fashion. That's how I'm coming this next fight. I'm ready to show the world. I hope I'm able to box really good in this one, because I haven't showed the world my boxing abilities. But if the kill is there, I'm gonna go for the kill. So it's really what my opponent brings to the table. I'm hoping I can show my boxing ability, but just know if the kill is there, I'm going for it. But yeah, the best version of myself is gonna come out in this next fight, and I'm excited. I wanted to show it my last fight, but like I said, we didn't plan for a knockout in my last fight. We knew the girl I fought was very, very durable. And I saw it in the first round and I went for it. So who knows? You just never know what happens in that ring. Just know that my next fight, I will be ready, and you're gonna see the best version of Jasmine.
That is awesome. Tell the people where they can find you at, where they can support you at.
You can find me on Twitter here, but I promise you, I'm not on here. I know we talked about it. I just I had not gotten a hang of Twitter only because I just feel like I've always seen nothing but like negative, like banter back and forth, and I'm not for that trash talk. So Instagram is probably where I'm the most social on. Instagram, you can find me at animal.boxing. I believe if you just Google my name, Jasmine Artiga, my Instagram pops up. Facebook, Jasmine Artiga, I'm on there. Jazz Art, is my personal Facebook. If I think you could just follow me on there. I'm not sure how I have that set up, but yeah, animal.boxing on Instagram is my main platform that I use. I'm not into TikTok, so don't ask me that.
Well, I don't have TikTok no more, unfortunately. I deleted it, and when I tried to get it back, it said it's not available.
Honestly, like if social media wasn't big for boxing and stuff, I probably wouldn't even be on it. But yeah, it goes hand in hand with the marketing and promoting and stuff. So I do what I got to do.
I completely understand that. But listen, I appreciate you for joining us. I hope this isn't the first and last time that you join us.
Yeah, once I can release all my information, I definitely would love to be back and we can chop it up a little bit more.
Absolutely, I would love that. And listen, I heard about your next event like a month ago, so I know but we ain't put it out there yet. I'm waiting, and it's gonna be a goodie.
When something good happens, you just want to tell everybody, and especially something you've been waiting for forever. So just know the promise that I made to my city, I will deliver, most definitely.
Yes, and people out there, just take a hint. She's telling you something she's been waiting for. It's good news. So, use your brain. Use your brain. You gotta use your brain. But thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck in your next fight. Shout out to you for coming to talk to the people. I'm really looking forward to continuing to follow your journey, and I wish you all the best success in your professional and personal
Thank you so much, Matt.
All right. That was Jasmine Artiga, ladies and gentlemen. And like Jasmine said, she got a big announcement coming up soon, so make sure you guys look out for that. Go follow her on all social media platforms. Follow her on Twitter. Let's try to make her come to Twitter. We love Twitter.
I'll do better. I'll post more for you. I'll start posting more. I do need to be active on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Although I will say, I do love your Instagram. The Instagram, listen, guys, the Instagram is great. Go follow the Instagram. She has a great Instagram. So go check out the Instagram. All her I'm not a bodybuilder, but she bodybuilding photos. She's out there.
I know. Listen, fun fact. People think like I eat really healthy. Yeah, no. I eat what I want. I have a fast metabolism. I work it all. So like, you can catch me in that Chick-fil-A line.
that is
I'm like Ocho Cinco when it comes to. I just think hard work and that natural talent. Like I can't eat lettuce and spar. Like I'm not a rabbit. I got to eat protein. I need protein. I need steak and potatoes and and shout out to my mom. Actually, she's probably the reason I'm strong because I grew up eating black beans and rice with steak and that true Cuban food every night, hot meals on the table. So mom's attributed a lot to my career as well, and I don't give her enough praise for it. But this is a family affair over here, and I got to thank her because she built me strong. Because I grew up eating that good food.
Yeah. And speaking of food, right on time. My
hey,
just arrived.
There you go. Enjoy that.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you for joining us. But this has been another edition of Brunch Boxing. We do have some good stuff coming up for you guys this week. We have David Benavidez's PR manager extraordinaire, Emily. She's going to be joining us this Saturday to give us behind the scenes, all access to what fight week was like this week. And we might have a special appearance with her. So wink, wink, guys. You're going to want to tune in for that. Also, we do, I don't know if you guys heard it yesterday, but we had Gabriel Flores Jr. on the show yesterday. He's going to be fighting February 19th. So make sure you guys go support that. The episode will be up on Spotify probably between today and tomorrow. We got some good stuff on the website for you guys, www.brunchboxing.com. Look out for all the content we're going to deliver. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to Jasmine for joining us. I got to give a shout out to, I call her Lady Flash, Rachel Donaire. Shout out to Rachel for setting this
shout
up
out Rachel for
us.
sure.
This is, yes, definitely shout out Rachel. She is so cool. She's one of my favorite people in boxing. So I got to give a shout out to Rachel Donaire. I got to give a shout out to the COO of Brunch Boxing, the Mexican Al Hammond, my guy Mike. He got a lot of content for you guys too from Fight Week. He was all access backstage all week too, so we got a lot of content coming with Benavidez Morel Fight Week. Obviously, my guy EzRaw Boxing. He's gonna have a couple breakdowns for you guys, and I'll have my stuff. But we must say goodbye. This has been another edition of Brunch